Hey there, it's John. Let's learn about subparts or multi-parts in EasyEDA Pro. We're going to learn how to make them, type into footprints, place them in schematics, and why they're awesome. As an example, we're going to use the LM2901B quad comparator from TI. I'm going to be making the 16WQFN version. Let's get started. I already have a 2901 tutorial ready. We'll open a schematic page, and let's see what happens when we don't have this feature. So here's a version of that part with all 4 channels in one schematic symbol. This is fine, it works, but when you start to add the surrounding circuitry, the schematic gets really cluttered and really illegible. You end up having to place parts really far away, and there's just no isolation. There's no need for this. We can do this better. Let's make a version of this that allows us to move these channels around the schematic independently of one another, as well as power pins and unused pins. It's going to make everything a lot cleaner. Let's get rid of this garbage. Let's make our own. Now, don't forget to keep your libraries clean, boys and girls. Beauty. Alright. Basic comparator symbol you'd see anywhere. Let's add in an negative and positive input. Let's add our connector pins. I don't like how long those are. Let's do something like that. And for now, I'm not going to be worried about pin names. Alright, so let's look at this part. We're going to focus on making channel 1 first. On the 16WQFN version, channel 1 has the negative input on 2, positive input on 4, and the main output here on 16. Okay, that's it. We can put some text somewhere that says like A or 1, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to do that. I don't really care. Now let's add the next channel. If you go down here to the bottom left, you'll see a green plus sign. If you hit that, it's going to give you a new tab within this same component page that you can make another channel in. Let's just copy this. Let's put it in here. And let's just renumber the pins. So it looks like channel 2 has negative on 5, positive on 6, and its output on 15. Easy peasy. You'll notice down here it's enumerating each version. This .1 syntax is also going to be added to the reference designator when you place it in the schematic. You'll see that here in a bit. Alright, let's channel 3. Channel 3, 7, 8, 14. And channel 4. Channel 4, we got 9, 11, 13. Beauty. Okay, what do we got left? Looks like we have some power pins. We have VCC on 1, ground on 12. The thermal pad on this is also ground, so we're going to go ahead and add a 17th pin to our component to represent the thermal pad. I also happen to know that the footprint has this as a separate pin number too, so we have to include that in the component we're making now. Let's do that next. Bring in the same symbol. Let's get rid of these pins. We're not going to be designating any positive or negative inputs. Let's go ahead and do one of these. Alright, now we can use some pin names. So let's call pin 1 VCC. Let's make that a little smaller. Okay, ground is on pin 12, thermal pad is going to be 17. Alright, there's power. Now all we have left are these no connect pins, 3 and 10. What I like to do is just make a whole other separate block that these can live in. That one's 3. This one's 10. And there we have it. We'll save. Everything's good. Now we can assign a footprint to it. I've already prepared a footprint for this. Now when you're going through and doing your usual checks, hovering over the pin, making sure it's assigned to the right spot on the footprint, you're going to look at each channel separately. Blah, 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 blah. There. See, I knew that this was going to be 17. So we're just going to say it's good. We're going to save. We're going to close. Now in our schematic, when we place a 2901B, it's going to place channel 1 first. And then what you'll see is the syntax on the designator is going to match the pages we drew them on. Get power last, and then our no connect pins, which we can hide off in the bottom of the schematic where nobody cares about them. And if you were to go to place another, it's obviously going to be U2.1, so forth. Alright, awesome. And just to show that it works, if we open the PCB, import the netlist, you'll see it brings in just one component tied to all of these schematic symbols, which, in my opinion, is a hell of a lot more convenient than that. Thanks. Hope you learned something.